I bet you didn't know that there is a gift in rejection. When you hear no from a prospect, it is a gift that can keep on giving if you know how to receive it. I mean, this is something that I wish I learned early in my entrepreneur career because it would absolutely help me make more money quicker, easier, with more joy and more fun. So here's what I want you to do if you want to receive this gift that keeps on giving. When you hear no, I want you to inquire what is in the no. I want you to get really curious and attached to why an ideal prospect is saying no. And why is that? Because you're going to learn potentially about an objection that you hadn't even considered. Here's the thing. You've been doing what you do for years, if not decades. You can do it with your eyes closed. And oftentimes, you haven't looked at your offer with fresh eyes. You haven't seen what people with fresh eyes see in your offer. You're not even seeing the objections that are stopping people, which are really questions that have not been answered because you didn't even know it was a question. So when you hear a no, you want to, of course, understand that hearing an answer in and of itself is a gift, right? Like, tell me yes or tell me no, let me know. And so when you hear no, no, thank you, no, I'm not interested, no, it's not a good time, the normal response for someone who is detached from the results, remember, being detached actually attracts, is to thank the prospect for letting you know. I mean, how you respond to a no speaks volumes to a prospect. But I digress. So after you thank them for letting you know, use an opportunity to inquire why they said no. And you want to make sure that not only your words are detached, but your energy is detached. Because remember, no is not personal. It's feedback. And you may have grown up where you received love and validation by performance, by what you did, not who you are. So when you receive feedback on something that you did, you take it as personal. They're saying no to many things, but they're not saying, it's not a personal attack on you as your being. So I remember I was speaking to a prospect who expressed strong interest in my offer, and they just needed some time to think about it. And you may have heard me say before, when a serious prospect needs time, they don't need more than 3 days. Okay. So we scheduled a follow-up conversation for 3 days from then, short follow-up conversation. And they came back with their question. And one of their questions was so brilliant, but I never ever thought about it, was that they wanted to know who was pouring into me. They said, you're going to be pouring into me. I need to know who is pouring into you. And specifically, what church do you go to? Brilliant question from my perspective. Like, makes complete sense. Now, this was an objection I never even imagined. And they, by the end of that 15-minute follow-up conversation, they had already enrolled and paid in that $25,000 offer. But I took that and I said, my God, what a wonderful gift that I just received to learn why they were on the fence. Now, I'm going to be proactive and best serve other potential ideal clients. And I'm going to put it front and center. I'm going to put it on my website because that's a legitimate question. It makes perfect sense. And so that is a type of gift, if you're willing to receive it, that rejection can give you. It can give you new insight, new perspective, at looking at your offer that you cannot see because you're biased. But when someone else is looking at your offer and they have an objection or a concern, or they say no, and you inquire about it, you're going to learn so much information. You're going to learn where you stand in the marketplace that you may not have known, how you differ from others in the marketplace. You're going to learn some concerns that they had that you're like, okay, I'm going to front load these concerns. I remember a number of concerns that I was like, okay, I know it's coming. All of my ideal clients, people who enrolled in a single sales conversation, they would say, it's like they needed to express it just to verify it. You know, Althea, I've worked with other business coaches who are Christian, and I bought one thing and I sold another. And they said, and I just want to know, are you the real deal? I mean, I've watched your videos, I've read your testimonies, you seem genuine, and that was something that was like, I knew it was coming. It was this unspoken concern that they had. But imagine if me front loading it, right? Like when I started to lead with that, or not lead with it, but weave it into the sales conversation. So I was really serving them, because it's like, you may have this concern. Other clients have had this concern. Rejection has so many gifts if you're willing to receive it and not take rejection as personal, but clearly as feedback. So I want to know below, what is one of the biggest objections that you hear from clients that you can now be proactive and weave into not only your sales calls and discoveries calls, but how about your content? How about you just show up with such truly as a leader in the sales process, that you're serving them because you know this is a concern that they have. Type it in the chat below. I cannot wait to hear from you. Remember, there's gifts in rejection if you are willing to see it. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but I just created a brand new training on the 7 biggest pricing mistakes women entrepreneurs make that keep them from making more money. Really, it should be keeping them from making millions. These are secret mistakes that are quietly robbing you and letting money walk right past you. If you want to learn what they are, grab your free training. And I also have a bonus workbook. All you have to do is go to the link in the comments or the link in the description box and grab this training so you don't make these biggest mistakes. Okay, until next time, take care. God bless. Love you. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Then click the TV to watch the next video. Make sure to go to altheamcintyre.com and get instant access to my new training on the 7 biggest pricing mistakes women entrepreneurs make that keep them from making more money.